Welcome to Noir Alley. I'm your host, Eddie Muller. Let me start off by saying that no actor from Hollywood's classic era was more ahead of his time than Robert Mitchum. He's the star of today's feature, Where Danger Lives, made at RKO in 1950. Mitchum was instinctive and intelligent, with a totally original style and attitude. Despite an early Oscar nomination as Best Supporting Actor in The Story of G.I. Joe, few critics took Mitchum seriously. He had nothing in common with the stagey performance styles of the 1930s or the soul-searching method school that was becoming the rage as Mitchum became a star. Now, that stardom came while Mitchum was under contract to RKO, so it's no surprise that between 1946 and 1953, he compiled quite a resume of noir films, a genre where his screen persona was a perfect fit. He played guys who were laconic and sardonic and chronically in peril, always running afoul of murderous mobsters and vengeful vixens. For all his easygoing virility, Mitchum's stock in trade in films like The Locket, Out of the Past, His Kind of Woman, and Angel Face was playing the sap, a guy typically trapped by a series of bad decisions, usually involving women. There was, not coincidentally, a corollary between Mitchum's movie roles and his situation at RKO. After he was arrested for possession of marijuana in 1948, he feared his career was over. But new RKO boss Howard Hughes stood by the actor, and Mitchum was beholden to the eccentric tycoon. Even though he felt trapped in his long-term contract, he told people he was a tall dog on a short leash. They give me just enough rope to climb the fence, but if I try to jump, I'll just dangle. Hughes loved casting Mitchum in roles where his beefcake was routinely tenderized by wicked women, which essentially is the entire plot of Where Danger Lives. This is a lovers on the lam story in which one of the lovers is certifiably crazy. That'd be Faith Demurg as the mystery woman. With her, the mystery has always been how to pronounce her name, which I long thought was Domergue, only to learn that in the Creole culture she comes from, it's Demurg. She insisted, however, it be pronounced Demure. One thing is for sure, she could top any story Mitchum had about being trapped in a contract with Howard Hughes. Demurg had been a Hughes protege since 1940, when she was still a teenager. Yet Where Danger Lives, released in November of 1950, was her first major role to make it to the screen. More on Miss Demurg's travails and triumphs after the movie. The script is by the redoubtable Charles Bennett, from a story by Leo Ralston. Bennett scripted several of Alfred Hitchcock's best early films, including The Man Who Knew Too Much, The 39 Steps, and Sabotage, while Ralston had a hand in top-notch noirs such as The Dark Corner and Lured. There's nothing terribly original here, but Bennett and Ralston imbue the story with humorous eccentricity and unnerving obsessiveness. Always a good combination if you can pull it off. Veteran Paramount director John Farrow freelanced this one for RKO, and he had the good fortune of working with the studio's best DP, Nicholas Musaraka. Together, they craft a sexy and sinister spell, aided greatly by the two stars. Adding to the film's pedigree is a terrific turn by Hollywood's MVSP, Most Valuable Supporting Player, Claude Rains, a man whose mere presence earns every movie he's in an additional star in its rating. Also on hand is Maureen O'Sullivan, Mrs. John Farrow, in outfits considerably more demure than what she wore as Jane in the Tarzan movies that made her famous. Now, if you haven't seen this one before, you are about to find out where danger lives.